Java Basic Output. So in this section, you're going to learn some simple ways to display output. We can simply use system.out.print, parentheses, system.out.printin, parentheses, or system.out.printf, parentheses, to send the output to a screen. But first, let's learn the features of these output methods and why you'd use one over another. Print is the method that prints a string inside the quotes. Printin is a method that prints a string inside quotes similar to the print method. However, after printing, the cursor goes to the beginning of the next line. The printf method provides string formatting. In the exercise project, right-click on the source folder and select New, Class. Specify the package name as Input Output and the class name as Basic Output, and then select the checkbox for the main method. So the first message is, Welcome to Java Programming, by using the print method. Now here, print is a method that displays the string inside the quotes, right? So let's run the code. Okay, the result is true. Now we can copy-paste a line into a new line in Eclipse without having to highlight the entire line. We can use the key commands Control-Alt-Down arrow for this, and it's perfect. Also, we can concatenate the strings by using a plus sign as the operator. So the first string is welcome to, and the plus operator, and the second string is Java Programming. So let's run that code. Okay, the result is the same. Now let's copy with these new lines and change text like that. Now here we have two printin methods and two print methods. Okay, so let's run the code. Now you can see the result. After printin methods, the cursor moves to a new line. But after print methods, cursor remains on the same line. So why don't we look at the printf method, and we'll define three variables. First, int x and assign 5. Second, int y and assign 3. And last, int z and assign x plus y. So in the printf method, we'll use the %mark with the D character that represents a decimal integer. Let's run the code and show the output. Java Basic Input. Now there are several ways to get input from the user in Java. So in this section, we're going to learn just how to get the input by using the scanner object. Now, in order to use the scanner class, first We're going to need to import the scanner class by using import java.util.scanner. Now, don't worry if you don't quite understand it yet. We're going to learn more about classes and how to import them in the next lectures. But stay with me. Then we're going to create an object of the scanner class. Then the next int method of the scanner class is used to get integer input from the user. And we'll assign this input to a variable number. And then finally, we'll display that number on the screen by the print method. I know you can handle it. Let's do it. So let's do some examples by using the scanner class. So go to the exercise project, right-click on Input-Output package, and select New, Class, and specify the class name as Basic Input, and select the checkbox for the main method. Okay, so let's look at the Java input. So we will use the scanner class for getting input from the user in Java. First, we need to import scanner class. And if you just place your mouse or hover over the scanner word, do you see the import options are shown? So, of course, we'll choose Import Scanner Class in Java.util package to import the scanner class. Excellent, excellent. So now we've got a message to enter a number by using the print method. So we can declare a variable number with int type and assign next int as the method of scanner class to this number. And we show the value of number by using the print method. Then finally, we should close the scanner object by using the close method. Okay, so let's run the code. In the console screen, we enter 5, and it shows that you've entered 5. So now there's no need to assign the next int method to a new variable. We can directly use the input number.nextInt method in the print method. So let's run that code, and yes, the result is the same. Also, we can get a string input from the user. String is a series of characters. Okay, so let's change the code. For a string input, we'll use next as our method of scanner. And we declare a variable text and assign next as a method of scanner class to this text. Okay, so now let's run the code again. And in the console screen, we enter Java, and it shows you entered Java. So there's no need to assign next as a method to a new variable because we can directly use the input text.next method in the print method. Okay, you got that? So let's just run the code again, and you'll see here that the result is the same. Java comments. Now, in this section, you're going to learn about Java comments and why and how to use them. The comments can be used to provide information or by way of explanation about any statement, variable, method, and class. Now, please note that comments should contain only relevant information to read and understand the program, no Easter eggs. Writing comments is a really good practice, and it will help others to understand what our code is. It will also help us when we return later to our own code and have to rewrite something. The comments can also be used to hide program code in some cases. They are completely ignored by the Java compilers. But basically, I'll tell you that there are two different types of comments in Java: single-line comment and multi-line comment. What, you thought it was going to be the name of a blockbuster movie or something? So the single-line comment is used to comment only on, check it out, one line. It starts with a double slash symbol. Okay, very important. The compiler ignores everything from double slash to the end of the line. So this, of course, is the easiest type of comment. The multi-line comment is used to comment on multiple lines of code. It starts with a slash and asterisk and ends with an asterisk and a slash. So that way the compiler ignores everything between a slash, asterisk, and asterisk slash. Say that 3 times fast. All right, so go back to the exercise project, right-click on the source folder, and then select New Class. Specify a package name as comment and the class name as comment, and then select the checkbox to add it to the main method. First message is, Welcome to Java, by using print line. So let's run the code. You see Welcome to Java as a text in the console. So now let's add 2 single-line comments above the printin method. What do we use? Double slash to add a single comment. And then let's run the code again. See how the compiler ignores these comments? Also, Eclipse has a quick shortcut for you to add a single line. You can just use Control+7 as the key combination from your keyboard. If you use this combination on the code line, Eclipse automatically adds double slash at the beginning of the line. Now, if you do use this key combination on the same line again, then Eclipse removes comment marks. So let's add a multi-line comment above the main method. To do that, we'll use multi-line comment between slash and asterisk and slash. And let's run the code again, and the result is the same. So we can add multi-line comments to a code block. First, let's declare 3 variables with int type. First, A, and assign 5. Second, B, and assign 2. And last, sum, with initial value is 0 and assign A plus B to sum. Right, so now let's print the variable sum on the screen by using the print method. All right? Okay, good. So let's run the code. Now, if we want to add multi-line comments to a code block, first we'll put slash and asterisk, and then also at the end of the code block. So let's run the code. So you see that only Welcome to Java is our text because compiler ignores the comments block. So that pretty much covers it. I certainly think that we don't need to go into greater detail. That pretty much covers comments in Java clearly. In this section, we will learn data types. Data type defines the values that a variable can take. Based on the data type of a variable, the operating system allocates memory and decides what can be stored in the reserved memory. Therefore, by assigning different data types to variables, you can store integers, decimals, or characters in these variables. In Java, we need to define the data type of a variable to use it, and you cannot assign incompatible data types. Otherwise, the compiler will give you an error. So let's have a look at this diagram. There are two data types available in Java. First one is primitive, and the second one is non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types are also called reference data types. Class, interface, string, enum type, and array are non-primitive data types, and we'll discuss them in the upcoming lectures. Here we'll discuss the primitive data types and literals in Java. Primitive data types are predefined by Java programming language, and they're named by a reserved keyword. Java provides 8 primitive data types. These are Boolean, char, byte, short, int, long, float, and double. Primitive data are only single values. They have no special capabilities. Byte, short, int, and long data types are used for storing whole numbers. Float and double are used for fractional numbers. Char is used for storing characters. Boolean is the data type used for variables that holds either true or false. Now, looking at this slide, you see Java data types in the table. Byte. The byte data type is an 8-bit signed 2's complement integer. The byte data type is useful for saving memory in large arrays. It has a minimum value of -128 and a maximum value of 127 inclusively. The default value of byte is 0. Short. The short data type is a 16-bit signed 2's complement integer. Similar to byte, uses short to save memory in large arrays, especially in situations where memory savings actually matters. It has a minimum value of -32,768 and a maximum value of 32,767 inclusively. It also has a default value of 0. Int. The int data type is a 32-bit signed 2's complement integer, which has a minimum value of -2 to the 31st and a maximum value of 2 to the 31st minus 1. Long. The long data type is a 64-bit 2's complement integer. The signed long has a minimum value of -2 to the 63rd and a maximum value of 2 to the 63rd minus 1. And you can use this data type when you need a range of values wider than those that are provided by int. Float. The float data type is a single precision 32-bit floating point. If you need to save memory in large arrays of floating point numbers, you should use a float instead of double, which is double. The double data type is a double precision 64-bit floating point. For decimal values, this data type is generally the default choice. Boolean. The Boolean data type represents only one bit of information, either true or false. Char. The char data type is a single 16-bit Unicode character. So why don't we do some examples with data types? So in the exercise project, right-click on the source folder and select New, Class. Specify the package name as data type and the class name as data type, and then select the checkbox to add main method. Now let's start with data type. Boolean A equals true. The Boolean type, of course, has two possible values, either true or false. Char B equals capital R. So the char type declares a character. Okay. Byte C equals 12. Remember, byte type can have values from -128 to 127. Short D equals -356. The short type can have values from -32,767 and 32,767. Int E equals 43,543. So the int type is generally used for numeric values. So now let's declare variable f with a long data type. The long type is used for large values. So capital L is a specific suffix for the long type. Another variable G with float as the data type. Remember that the float type is used for large values with single precision, and a capital F is the specific suffix for the float type. Another variable, H, with the double data type. So the double data type is used for large values with double precision. Okay? So now let's print the values of these variables on the screen by using the print method, which we know so well. And for that, we can use Control, Alt, down arrow as our keyboard shortcut combination to copy the print method. Okay, so now let's change the variable name from A to H. All right? Good. Let's run the code. And look at that, you see the results in the console.